Hello guys, this is a Southeast Asia map. Southeast Asia is a sub-region of Asia continent. This region is divided into two main parts of the Southeast Asia mainland and Southeast Asia archipelago. The mainland of Southeast Asia, known as the Indochina, which comprise Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, and West Malaysia, while the islands of Southeast Asia, known as the Malay Archipelago, consisting of Brunei, East Malaysia, East Timor, Indonesia, Philippines, and Singapore.
Hi. Okay. Every region have their own climate, isn't it? So let's see what Southeast Asia got here. Yes, there are two types of climates involved in this region. First, it has tropical rainy climate, and the next one is tropical monsoon rainy climate. Next, you guys shall take a look at this all characteristic for tropical rainy climate. There are 7 characteristics shown in this slide. First, no more than 2 months with less than 60 mm of monthly rainfalls. It tells about massive cloud form, also the gravity pulse, and so on. But what I found really interesting is that this climate is permanently rainy. But wow, average temperature is not that cool. It's 27 degrees Celsius. You see? Okay, and for tropical monsoon rainy climate, we can see that it contradicts the previous climate. Why? Just look at the temperature itself. Temperature 18 degrees Celsius every year and not permanently rainy. Oh, okay, I think that is all for the climate, and thank you.
The next topic is environmental problems. For your information, the 5 most common environmental problems in Southeast Asia are natural hazards, tsunami, pollution, erosion, and mining excavation. We start with the natural hazards. Like other continents, the Southeast Asia is also exposed to the occurrence of natural hazards because of this region close to plate boundaries that results in earthquakes and volcanic eruption. For your information, plate boundaries of Southeast Asia countries is called Eurasian plates. In Southeast Asia, significant volcanic eruptions that had been reported in the 1990s is occurred in Philippines country, and then in 2000s, numerous deadly earthquakes struck the country of Indonesia. Indonesia also experienced several volcanic eruptions in few places in 2010 because Indonesia has the most active volcanoes in the world. One of it is the eruption of Sinabung volcano, which caused several damage and forced the evacuation of the people in the area. Besides that, the tropical environment of Southeast Asia harbors many fatal diseases such as malaria, cholera, typhoid, and rabies. This is the picture of Mayon volcano eruptions in Philippines. For your information, Mayon is one of Earth's most active volcanoes. For the past 400 years, Mayon has experienced 51 eruptions. The first eruption of Mayon occurred in year 1616, while the latest eruption reported in 2018, 2 years ago. And this picture of the after effect of earthquake in Sumatra, Indonesia in 2009. Tsunami. Tsunamis are giant waves caused by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions under the sea. The location of the Southeast Asia countries makes them vulnerable to tsunami because the extensive plate convergence beneath the ocean, coupled with expansive regional coasts. It is wave that usually generated by water displacement from megathrust seafloor earthquakes and mostly generated in the Pacific Ocean than in any other oceans. As you can see from the picture, on December 27th in 2004, a tsunami occurred in Aceh, Indonesia by an earthquake of 9.0 magnitude, causing uplift of the Eurasian plate and displacement of massive volume of water. The tsunami wave has caused extensive loss of life and property in Indonesia and Thailand and its neighboring country as well Malaysia, such in Penang. Under the subtopic pollution, erosion and mining excavation, humans' extensive use of natural environment is one of the example impacts that cause natural hazards in many countries in Southeast Asia. As instance, expanding agriculture with cutting of forests for export lumber have resulted deforestation in many parts of the region, which contributes bad effects such as soil erosion, watershed flooding, and causing silt carried out to coastal waters. Besides that, in 1960s and 1970s, warfare in Vietnam defoliated forests and produced chemical residues and barren hillside that took decades to recover. Another serious problem in Southeast Asia are pollution of air, water and soils, which is getting worse as industrial activities increase, more vehicles are used, and farming is made so that it be more productive. In late 1990s, forests in Borneo and Sumatra were lit on fire. Together with El Nino enhanced drought has covered Malaysia and Indonesia with dense smoke and causing to the crash of Indonesian airliner. For some reason, in Sarawak, the illegal and corrupt logging industries worsen the existing environmental conditions when the loggers finance local political parties will allocate areas for tree felling. Because of the international pressure for better logging practices, in 2001, Malaysia government certified that its timber exports come from well-managed forests. These two pictures show the impact of human extensive use of natural environment when erosion occurred in Penang in 2013 and deforestation activity in Sabah.
Hi, so I would like to continue to my points on cultural history and colonialism. I believe that some or maybe most of you guys know what is colonial, right? Okay, let me tell you. Colonial for simple means that political control over another country. So here is the introduction, and it tells you that pre-colonial and its history are then combined to provide the diversity present in contemporary human geography. Okay, this is actually the beginning of all. Cambodia, occupied by Mon and Khmer people at the age of 800s and 1200s. Vietnamese, Laos and Burmese arrived in territories that now form their national centers. As you can see, the beauty of Angkor Wat temple is one of the result in western level of Indochina. So basically the Red River Valley is center of Vietnamese kingdom, and then Vietnamese plan to take over Khmer territories by extending their lands over again. At time of Mongol advance, these Thai people moved from west to south and to west part of Indochina, and so unified political grouping is formed. So, and then to make it clear, this is actual Khmer Empire map. You can see the red circle, that is the Khmer Empire. Okay, cultural intersection. Okay, if you go through these cultural intersection points, you can see the external influence brought frequent shift in power that forms Malaysia, Indonesia and Philippines, the colonies and independence. In this point, this page of slide, you can see every each of the country is formed throughout the particular period of time. Okay, Philippines is named after Philip II of Spain. Their capital is at Manila, and for your information, this country became the only largely Christian country in Southeast Asia. The most memorable time to remember is when the Philippines became an independent country in 1946. And their capital is Jakarta, by which its old name was Batavia. Yes, new country of Indonesia formed in 1950. As you can see in the pictures, these were two idols of Indonesia named Sukarno and also Muhammad Hatta. And then for Malaysia and Singapore, you guys can see this timeline beginning in 1511 and it ends in 1965. Malaysia is established in 31st of August 1957. Yeah, you know, Merdeka. Meanwhile, in Singapore is formed in the 9th of August 1965. And for Myanmar or Burma, officially the Republic of the Union of Myanmar is a country in Southeast Asia. The country is well established in 4th January 1948. Indochina consisting of Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. French occupied Indochina in 1800s and early 1900s. In overall, Cambodia had suffered 30 years of civil war and Vietnamese invasion as well before becoming independent in 1953. Thailand was famous by the name of Siam. The capital of Thailand is Bangkok, as you all know. It is famous. It's established in 28th of December 1768, but the fighting in Vietnam in 1960s and 1970s made it seem that Thailand would be the next domino to fall to the worldwide communist advance. Let me introduce you guys first about organization in Southeast Asia. There are two organizations that we need to know. First is ASEAN and next is APEC. Okay, ASEAN. ASEAN is abbreviation of the Association of Southeast Asia Nations. The established date was on 8th of August 1967. Okay, so these are 10 member states of ASEAN. Also, there are 4 purposes of ASEAN. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's 6. There are 6 fundamental principles of ASEAN. Also, this is all important you to read and need to know as our knowledge. Okay, in this page of slide, it tells us about ASEAN Economic Community, AEC. But okay, everything is here including the AEC Blueprint 2025. APEC is the abbreviation of Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, basically regional economic forum established in 1989. In overall, it aims to create greater prosperity for people of the region. Okay, and last, and this is the list of APEC members. There were so many of them, and take your time to have a look at each of them. Also, you guys can see in the picture, they are among the well-known people. If you guys take a closer look, there is our late Prime Minister Najib in the picture. This is actually the picture of 24th APEC Economic Leaders Meeting in 2016. As for the main purpose, APEC do ensure that goods, services, investment and people move easily across the border. I think that is all. Thank you.
One of the major issues that has hit Southeast Asia is the claim of Pulau Batu Putih between two countries, Malaysia and Singapore. Batu Putih is the name given by Malaysia, while Singapore calls it the island of Pedra Branca, which means Batu Putih in Portuguese language. The history of the island, starting from the Portuguese occupation of Malacca Sultanate in the Malay Peninsula, who aspired to dominate the spice trade routes. The Dutch later took over the area from the Portuguese. In view of this competition, the British did not want to expand their influence in Southeast Asia. The British decided to occupy the peninsula, which was later renamed Malaya, with an agreement with the Netherlands in setting the boundaries of their influence. This agreement is called the Anglo-Dutch Treaty of London in 1824. As a result of the British built a new port in Singapore and the Malay state controlled by diplomacy. During Second World War, the Japanese conquered Malaya, and after their defeat, the British regained control of Malaya. During the pre-independence process of Malaya, the communist uprising became one of the main problems. Finally, in 1957, Malaya became independent Federation of Malaya, which later became Malaysia new country in 1963 after the merger with Sabah, Sarawak and Singapore. Brunei has decided not to join the federation. However, in 1965, Singapore withdrew from the Federation of Malaysia to become a free and independent nation. Since the island has become a rivalry between the two countries, which was originally a common territory, the series of claims against the island went on for quite some time until the case was remanded to the International Court of Justice (ICJ) in The Hague, the Netherlands. As a result, on May 23, 2008, the International Court of Appeal ruled that Pulau Batu Putih or Pedra Branca become the sole authority of Singapore.
Now we move to the next topic, which is sub-region. Under this topic, two sub-regions arise from the interactions of natural environments and cultural and economic histories of the countries which are the mainland Southeast Asia and the insular Southeast Asia. These are the countries under the mainland Southeast Asia. From the illustration shown, the mainland Southeast Asia countries include continental Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam, and make them total up of 5 countries under this sub-region. Move on to the next slide. This is the map of mainland Southeast Asia for 5 countries that I mentioned before. These 5 countries indicated by different color to locate the country. As you can see, Myanmar's location is slightly to northwest, marked by brown color, whereas the neighboring countries, Thailand is represented by pink color, yellow color represents Laos country, Cambodia is shown in blue color, while Vietnam is in the west is shown in green color. Now we move on to the topic economic activities of mainland Southeast Asia. There are 3 main economic activities of mainland Southeast Asia as listed in the slide. The first one is agriculture, the second one is manufacturing, and the third one is service. Economic conditions in mainland Southeast Asia range from the expanding economy of Thailand to the relatively closed economy of Myanmar to more materially impoverished peoples in Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. Improvement in health, education, literacy and income from 1960 to 2007 in turn improved the overall economic conditions in many of the sub-regions country. Agriculture. Most of the people of Southeast Asia still live in rural areas and gain their living from farming. Although agricultural employment and agriculture's proportion of each country's income decline with the growth of manufacturing and service industries. As you can see in the slide, Vietnam has led the coffee industry for the Southeast Asia behind the company called Trang Nguyen Corporation, which is located in Ho Chi Minh City. Trang Nguyen is a Vietnamese business group involved in the production, processing, and distribution of coffee, including Robusta, Arabica, and Excelsa. Trang Nguyen is the largest and domestic coffee brand within Vietnam and exports its products to more than 60 countries. As the additional information, this industry made Vietnam as the world's second largest exporter of coffee today, according to the BBC News. Despite being an exporter, the Trang Nguyen also has Trang Nguyen Cafe store in Hanoi, Vietnam, which aiming to be the challenger to the famous coffee maker Starbucks. It's been reported by Asian World Media and you can read the info on the website shown. This is one of the product called Gourmet Blend from the Blend Coffee. They also have many coffee blend products such as I, S, and Premium Blend and House Blend. The second one is manufacturing activity. Vietnam is the small nation to the south of China, which is rising in the manufacturing industry and quickly becoming one of the largest exporters of garments and textiles in the world. It's considered a developing nation, but Vietnam is capable of high-quality manufacturing while providing lower production costs at the same time. In the garment and textile industry, factories produce goods such as jackets, pants, coats, towel products, and a wide range of sewn items due to advancing sewing capabilities. The company who runs the business is called Thai San SP Textile, which is located in Ho Chi Minh. The picture shows the factory of the Thai San SP Textile Company. The company, established in 2003, is based in Ho Chi Minh City and currently employs 900 persons. The company's main products include garments using knitted fabrics such as t-shirts, polo shirts, hoodies, dresses, sportwear, and thermal wear. The Thai San SP is family owned and been certified by SA 8000 for knitwear FOB sewing factory. The customers so far have been from American, Canadian, European, and Australian. Service industry. One of the most important activities in the Southeast Asia is tourism. Thailand is the most popular country to be visited among the Southeast Asia countries as reported in the Mastercard 2014 and 2015 Global Destination Cities Index. Referred to the index, Bangkok was ranked number 2 of the world's top 20 most visited cities, trailing only London. Why does tourists visit Thailand most? Most tourists travel to Thailand for its extraordinary beauty place and island, and this benefits Thailand government a lot. This is the picture of the Grand Palace in Bangkok. The glittering Grand Palace, an architectural wonder that was once home to the kings of the Chakri dynasty, was ranked among the world's 50 most visited tourist attractions by Travel and Leisure magazine. This is a picture of Wat Phra Ke, also located in Bangkok. It is also known as Wat Phra Sri Ratana Satsadaram. It is regarded as the most important Buddhist temple in Thailand. This is a picture of Phuket. Phuket is the largest island in Thailand. It is in the Andaman Sea in southern Thailand. The island is most mountainous with a mountain range in the west of the island from the north to the south. According to the Asia Journey, the name Phuket is derived from the Malay word bukit. There are plenty of really memorable things to do in Phuket. The island itself has a beautiful historical old town, great viewpoints, and iconic cultural attractions. It also a good base for exploring the nearby islands and their must-see attractions. These include world-famous places like Panga Bay and the Phi Islands. The second sub-region for Southeast Asia is Insular Southeast Asia, or also known as island countries. There are 5 countries in total under the sub-region, which is Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Indonesia, and East Timor. This is the Insular Southeast Asia map. As you can see on the map, Philippines is located slightly to the northeast, while Malaysia, Brunei, and Singapore can be said located to the west, and Indonesia and East Timor slightly to the south. Now we move on to the topic economic activities of Insular Southeast Asia. As you can see, the economic activities can be divided into 3 categories, which is agriculture, service, and manufacturing. Actually, the global connection of the insular economy was influenced by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, and the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, that triggered the evolved economy in the insular country, even though they actually become competitors to each other. The first one is agriculture and forestry. While rice growing is the dominant use of farmland in all Southeast Asian countries, many also produce commercial tree and fruit crops such as rubber, palm oil, and pineapple in plantations where single species are grown on large estates for commercial export purposes. The good management of tree crop plantations can produce almost continuous harvest and year-round employment. Malaysia is the largest palm oil producing country with Indonesia. However, according to the Star Online, Malaysia is the second world largest palm oil producer. The company responsible for bringing the industry to the world is Samdabi Berhad. This is the picture of Samdabi plantation for palm oil. According to the article in the Reuters website, Samdabi is the world's largest listed oil company. Under the Samdabi plantation Berhad, the cover areas for palm oil not only in Malaysia and Indonesia, but also in Papua New Guinea and Solomon Island. The upstream operations encompass 240 estates and 69 palm oil mills located in Malaysia, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and the Solomon Islands. Some countries in Southeast Asia combine their cultural heritage, enhance accessibility by airline, and increase visibility via the internet to promote and develop growing tourist industry. Under the services industry, Indonesia has made tourism one of the top income generating activities for the people and the country itself. According to the World Travel and Tourism Council, the direct contribution of travel and tourism to Indonesia's gross domestic product (GDP) in 2014 was Rupiah Indonesia 325,467 billion, which equal to US dollar 26,162 million, constituting 3.2% of the total GDP. By 2019, the Indonesian government wants to have doubled this figure to 8% of GDP, and the number of visitors needs to double to about 20 million. The tourism sector is ranked as the 4th largest among goods and services export sectors. This is the picture of Borobudur located in Magelang, Central Java, Indonesia. It is the biggest Buddhist monument in the world and a priceless ancient center for pilgrimage and education in Mahayana Buddhism as reported by National Geographic. Borobudur Temple in Magelang, Central Java is the one most visited tourist destinations in Indonesia, as it records around 5 million visitors a year, including up to 300,000 tourists per day over holidays. And this one, a picture of Bali Temple Pura Ulu Beratan, Indonesia. Situated along the banks of Lake Beratan, Pura Ulu Danu Beratan in Bali, Indonesia is a Hindu temple devoted to the Hindu gods Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Ulu Danu Beratan, translating to the source temple of Lake Beratan, is water temple that serves the entire outflow region near the Bedegul area in Bali. The mountains encircling this location give it the characteristic mesmerizing, dreamy touch and make this temple a hotspot for photographers and tourists. It is most popular for its historical relevance along with the characteristic Balinese architecture and picturesque location. As you can see in the slide, Malaysia is leading in manufacturing activity among the insular Southeast Asia country. The Malaysian rubber products is made of more than 500 manufacturers producing latex products. The industry contributed 18.1 billion to the country's export earnings. Rubber products accounted for 3.9% of Malaysia's total export for manufacturing products. The company that makes this manufacturing activity world renowned is Top Glove Sdn Bhd. The last slide shows the picture of the building of Top Glove Sdn Bhd, which is located in Setia Alam, Shah Alam, where the factory of Top Glove, which is located in Meru, Selangor. For your information, Top Glove is the #1 glove maker in hand protection, sexual wellness, dental care and others. That's all and thank you.